before we continue with Turnabout Goodbyes. First, I was thinking of starting a Discord server at some point. Not now, but maybe once we hit like 120, 130, I will most likely start another one. Also, Saturday, aka tomorrow, starts Alan Wake. I have not played it. I bought it, I think it was last month, and I have not played it yet because I want to make sure, like, when I start actually playing it, I actually have my real, authentic reactions to what's going on in the game without me having prior knowledge of said game. I want it to be a clear cut, blind playthrough. And lastly, I do have a poll up on the channel regarding the game after Ace Attorney, so if you want to check it out, and it's up to you. I just wanted to make sure that everybody has a chance, because by the time I finish Ace Attorney 1, the poll will be closed. So, without further ado, we will continue. Turnabout Goodbyes. December 27th, 10 o'clock in the morning. District Court, courtroom number 3. Let's go, Manfred. Court is now in session for the trial of Miles Edgeworth. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well. Apparently the prosecution's also ready. Who is the judge here anyway? Mr. Von Karma, your opening statement. Very well, no opening statement, so... Not so fast, Judge. I was taking a meaningful pause before speaking. Right. Of course. A prediction. Today's trial will end 3 minutes from now. Sure, Jan. Sure, Jan. We're not even gonna be anywhere near that. Not at all. Order, order. Mr. Von Karma, what is the meaning of your statement just now? Bah. Must you question everything? Well, that's his job. His job is to question everything. And you have X amount of years under your belt being a prosecutor. I think you must know that by now, but it'll be over in 3 minutes. We have no time to waste. I'll call my witness now. Right. I call my witness, a divisive witness, to the stand. It's that mysterious boat shop owner. Yeah, the guy that's literally senile and thought Phoenix and Maya were his kids. And he was in a noodle shop when it's a boat rental shop. Let's see here. Witness, state your profession. I am the proprietor of the restaurant The Wet Noodle at Gourd Lake. And I also rent boats. The night of the incident, you were in the boat rental shop, correct? Yep, I was. Please testify. Wait a second. We still haven't heard who this old guy is. Raise an objection. Objection, wait a minute. The witness hasn't stated his name yet. Because I did not ask him, Mr. Right. I have predicted this trial will end in 3 minutes. What is this? What are you, Albert Wesker? Are you gonna say 7 minutes? But it's the wrong franchise. You look more like Castlevania than you would Resident Evil. Stop asking trivial questions and cooperate. Yeah, right. Witness will state his name to everybody. Well, well, I'm not really sure. Yep. What do you mean? My memory, Your Honor. The witness does not remember anything beyond the last several years. Ergo, he cannot recall his own name. He can't recall, you say. Yes, but the incident in question took place 3 days ago. He can testify. Okay, so let me get this straight. The bro can remember what happened 3 days ago. But you're also saying he can't remember his name. But he's okay to testify. I have no words to describe how asinine that is, but we can all say this is a video game, because in a few minutes it's gonna get even more dumb and ridiculous, but for now we'll just continue. Very well. Let's hear his testimony then, shall we, witness? Okay, let's try to make heads or tails of what happened the night of the murder. It was the night of the 24th, just after midnight. I was in the restaurant where I rent boats as usual. Then I heard a bang. Yep. Yes. The bang of the pew pew. When I looked out the window, I saw a boat just floating on the lake. Then I heard another bang of the pew pew. Just about then, the boat comes back to the shore and a man walks by my window. Very well. I'd like to begin the cross-examination. There is nothing to question in my witness testimony. Yeah. There's plenty of things you can ask, Mr. Karma, but you're being a pain. And you're not being fair, as always. Always trying to make it out to be that nothing is there when there is things to be said and things to do. Ergo, no need for cross-examination. Shut your face, Von Karma. No one likes you. Just let the court go, bro. Besides, there's only 10 seconds left before 3 minutes are up. What are you counting? Are you seriously counting? Like, judge your verdict now. That's not how court works. That's not how it works. You can't just tell the judge to make a random verdict without evidence and proof. Like, yes, Mr. Wright. I'm going to cross-examine regardless. I don't care what Von Karma feels like. I'm going to cross-examine regardless. I don't care. What are you saying? Of course I'll cross-examine the witness. Well, that's your job, Phoenix. That's all you get to do. Very well, you may begin. Yes. Excuse me, Mr. Von Karma. Why were you screaming? 3 minutes just passed. I see. Well then, let's just take our time. You may cross-examine the witness. How long does it have to take for me to talk to the person, bro? You said that like 2 times already. Like, I can't. Who was this fine, dashing man by your window? Yep, by my window, right outside the window of my little shack. And could you see the man's face? Well, the fog was pretty darn thick, but he was right there in front of me. I saw him. There's a rather important detail. Please add it to your testimony. Tisk, tisk, tisk. I have a bad feeling about this. That man was a defendant. He was saying, I can't believe he's dead.
Hold it!
Yes. Are you sure? Uh-oh. Yes. Dad? Dead certainty. He said, I can't believe he's dead, as he was walking by, too. Witness, are you sure that the person you saw was Miles Edgeworth? The Miles Edgeworth? It was him, that Edgeworth boy. Oh no, we made the man pass the hell out in court. Congratulations, this sounds like decisive evidence indeed. I see no room for doubt. Von Karma! He lured me into cross-examining so he can set me up for a fall. Quite literally. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Nick, I don't like the way things are going here. Neither do I. Everyone in the courtroom is glaring at us. I better act quick or this trial is going to be over. Raise an objection. Your Honor, we proved in yesterday's trial that it could not have been Edgeworth who fired that gun. Mr. Wright, are you referring to the fingerprints from Edgeworth's right hand found on the gun? And the photograph showing a man firing with his left hand? Exactly. That is easily explainable. What are you gonna say, that the photo was mirrored or something? He could have wiped his prints after he fired. You're ignoring the truth of the matter here. That makes no sense. How could he wipe his fingerprints and then pick it up with a different hand? That sounds so far-fetched and stupid. I can't. Everything in this witness testimony is true. How do you even know that, Mr. Van Karma? The judge is lost in thought. What should I do? Raise an objection!
Objection!
Your Honor, this witness claims that Edgeworth said, I can't believe he's dead, but his word is all we have. If he were telling a lie, Mr. Wright, in a court of law, the evidence tells all. Apparently you have yet to realize even this basic fact. If you say his testimony is a lie, show us proof. Nick, do we have evidence? It's no good, there's nothing I could do. Phoenix, my precious boy, do what you always do. Pull evidence out of your ass to save yourself. Just do it. Just do it, bro. That's all you do, Phoenix. You're one of my favorite characters, Home Skillet, but you pull evidence out of your ass to save yourself. Countless times in this game you've done it, and it has saved your ass. Just do it, bro. Are you sure? To be honest, I don't know what to do anymore. Dude, just do it, bro. Please. Can you hear me, sis? Please. We need your help. Nick needs you. Tisk, tisk, tisk. 3 minutes was perhaps too high an expectation. However, 15 minutes isn't bad. This must be a new record. What are you keeping tabs, Karma? You keep tags? Like, oh, this is my new record I just beaten from this plebe. Enough, the witness may leave the stand. He's asleep. What are you gonna do, drag him out of Court. This court sees no reason to further prolong the trial, nor is there any need for more time to decide the case against the defendant. This case is extremely clear. I see no room for misinterpretation of the facts. What? No. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Is this what? Guilty? What? The accused will surrender the court immediately, to be held pleading trial at a higher court within a month from today's date. That is all. This court is adjourned. What? Wait. Is this Larry? Or is this Biles who, like, literally me? Huh? Yes, it's Larry! Our broski! Larry saves the day. Yes, Larry. Yay. The boy. The boy has returned. He's cometh to save the day. Yay. Larry, what are you doing here? Listen, you gotta listen to me. I was there in the park the night of the murder. I wasn't sure about it until just yesterday. But today I remembered. Remembered what? The gunshot. I heard it too. Order. What is the meaning of this? The verdict has been decided. I call for adjournment. One moment, Mr. Von Karma. So, you say you heard the gunshot. Yeah, I did a gunshot that night. I was sitting here in the audience listening to the testimony. Then I realized something he said was different from what I remember. Anyhow, I just can't sit here and let you call Edgy a murderer. It's just not right. I'll testify, let me testify. Yes, Larry, save the broski. Be the bro that you were born to be. Order, order. Well, this is the first time something has happened like this in my court. I'm not quite sure how to proceed. Judge, you already given your decision. The trial's over. Nick, this is it. Larry's given us one final chance at this. She's right. If only it wasn't Larry. What? Why are you gonna diss Larry like that? The dog ate his hot dogs and he still showed up to court. Like, come on. Don't be doing that to the bro Larry, you know? He could make things even worse. Mr. Edgeworth was just declared guilty, Nick. It doesn't get any worse. You're right. Okay. Your Honor, if there's another witness, it is our duty to hear him speak. Right here, right now. A waste of time. The verdict cannot be overturned. Allow me to speak my opinion. In all court proceedings, it is our duty to prevent an inaccurate verdict. In order to make sure no mistake has been made, every witness should be heard. What is this? I withdraw my previous verdict of guilty. Mr. Von Karma, I order you to call this new witness to testify. Now. What? The court will adjourn for a 5-minute recess. After that, we will hear this new witness. Court is adjourned. Yay. December 27th, 10:28 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby Number 2. Hello, Rockman, what's up? Phew, that was too close. Sorry to keep you on the edge of your seat like that, Edgeworth. I've seen worse. Yeah, right, Edgeworth. You're sweating bullets. Well, I would be too, Phoenix, if I was sitting in court for something I did not commit, and then I get to hear the judge say guilty, and then magically someone comes in screaming, and then it gets adjourned, and then we could continue. Like, of course I would be sweaty, okay? Like, Phoenix, You were scared shitless for like a few minutes too, not knowing what to do, so you have no room to talk, bro. I just wonder what Larry plans to say in there. Larry was at the lake that night. He did say that, if you guys remember, when about the whole Gordy thing with the inflatable steel samurai, while he was on that boat getting the thing out of the lake, I think he heard it at that point, if I remember correctly. Yes. He said he went looking for the steel samurai balloon that flew into the lake. I just said that. Like I was just talking about that, and then it's like, boom. Oh, right. And he found the balloon in the air tank that night. Yeah. Hey, Edgeworth. Huh? You say something right? Yeah, a lot of things. You seem out of it. What's wrong? It's nothing. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth, there's something I've been meaning to ask you. What is that? Why are your fingerprints on the murder weapon? Because Edgeworth had a dumb moment to picking up the gun. Anytime you ever see a weapon or a knife on the ground, you don't pick it up, you leave it alone. Because you don't know what it's used for. It could be a murder weapon, then you get in trouble because your prints are on there. Okay? You don't pick something up and say, "Oh, this is interesting." No, you don't do that. Oh. When he fell into the lake, I went into a daze. I couldn't understand what had happened. I couldn't think straight. Then I saw the pistol lying on the floor of the boat in front of me. I picked it up without thinking. I didn't have a reason, really. I see. Right? Yeah. This might be our chance. Our chance. Von Karma has only ever run perfect trials. Perfect trials. Perfectly prepared witnesses, perfectly complete evidence. That's the secret to his success. This is the first time he has ever had to deal with something unexpected. He has yet to let someone he hasn't even talked to testify before the court. And that someone is Larry. What are you getting at? It's likely his testimony will be full of holes, right? That's right, Nick. No 10-minute trial this time. We'll milk this one for all it's worth. Hey, it was 15 minutes. 15! Everything's on Larry now. Yes, Larry. Our buddy. December 27th, 10:35 a.m. District Court. Courtroom number 3. Court is now back in session. Witness, please testify to the court about everything that you saw. On the night of December 24th. Right, leave it to me. Please, Larry, don't mess this one up. I hate to admit it, but you're our last chance. Von Karma didn't have time to prep his witness. I just hope Edgeworth is right about this being our big break. Phoenix was counting too. Yeah, like I said a few minutes ago, Phoenix is known in this series to pulling evidence right out of his ass. Like, it's just, ta-da! You know, like, it's always something, like, at the last minute that just something magically happens that saves him before whatever transpires. But I do love Ace Attorney, though. It's a fun series. It's just like one of those games that you could sit and just chill and play and enjoy it for what it is. The night of the murder. That night I was out on a boat on the lake. I was looking for something, I found it. So I quietly slipped the boat back at the rental shop dock. Then as I was thinking about going home, I heard a bang. I looked over the lake, but I didn't see a boat. So after I heard that single gunshot, I went home. How are we supposed to work with that, Larry? That was an unusually vague testimony even for this court. In any case, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Yeah, it's pretty chill to watch. I've never played. It's a pretty chill game. It's not that long. The original Ace Attorney 1 was only 4 chapters, so if I was playing the original, this would basically be finished. But since I'm playing the more updated version of 1, there is a very long chapter after this one that's called Rise from the Ashes. I'm going to try to do a little bit of it tonight, but I have to do a whole entire video of it because it's way too long. Excuse me, it's about like 5 hours long because it's very, very long. I forgot how many days it is, trial and, what is it? Trial and investigation days. I'll look at it right now because I have the walkthrough on my phone. Let me check real quick. Now scroll way at the bottom. Where is it? Here we go. It is 4 days. You got 4 trial, well, technically, like 6 trial days after the investigation. Because you have the final day, and final day. So there's 1, 2, 3 final days. And then you have 3 trial days. So there's like 6 trial days. So you got 3 more than you normally do. Which is kind of, like I said, it's kind of long, but it's a pretty good trial, though. I can say that, and a pretty good investigation that's present. I'm on the wrong one, dude. Oh, shit. So I heard a single gunshot. Yes, Your Honor. What's wrong, Nick? It's Larry. I have no idea what he's going to say if I press him. I'm a little scared. Well, we've come this far. There's no way to go but forward, Nick. You can't run away from your stuff, Phoenix. You gotta do it. Just do it, bro.
Objection!
Wait a sec, Larry. What? You only heard 1 bang, you sure? That's what I said. But Miss Lauderhart testified yesterday she heard 2 bangs. And the old man just now said the same thing. They both heard 2 gunshots that night. Huh? Were you even listening? Were you even paying attention at all to what they said? Yo, Nick, please. Huh? You know something's been bothering me. I'm a witness, see? I'm like a customer here. So you gotta treat me nice and stuff, okay? Larry, you're asking a lot from Phoenix, which is on edge, and Von Karma is like the epitome of like the biggest, I don't know, douche to ever live. So, you're asking a lot for two people. Mr. Butts, what? You only heard one gunshot, are you sure? Well, to tell you the truth, I'm not sure. Not sure? How could you not be sure? Yeah, well, I might have missed the other gunshot. I was, listening to something else. Something else? My radio, dude, with my headphones. What? How? Okay, so you're telling me that Larry was listening to something on his radio, and gunshots are very, very loud. So how the hell did he not hear it? Order, order, and stop that booing. Mr. Butts, you were listening to the radio with your headphones. Yeah, so what? That a crime? I listen to my radio. Everyone listens to the radio. What's the big deal? Mr. Von Karma, your opinion? Waste of time? I do not accept this witness nor this shoddy testimony. Well, Mr. Wright, should he continue the testimony? Continue. Your Honor, please allow the witness to continue his testimony. Bah, nothing is more pitiful than a lawyer who doesn't know when he's lost. Very well, Mr. Butts. Please give your testimony and be sure to include details like your radio. Right, leave it to me. I wouldn't if there were any other way out of this, believe me. Oh, poor Larry. It's lonely being alone on Christmas Eve. That's why I was listening to All Request Show on the radio, see? I was listening to it real booming loud like. But I'm sure I heard that gunshot. I remember exactly what the DJ was saying when I heard it too. Sure. You were listening to your radio at a high volume. Yeah, what's the big problem? Can a man listen to his radio in peace? Isn't this a free country? I truly believe Larry has no idea what the problem here is. Judge, can you believe a word this witness says? What he heard was probably nothing more than a drum beat from the radio. True enough, it is difficult to believe this testimony. Wait, Your Honor. The witness said he remembers exactly what the DJ said when he heard the gunshot. Excuse me? DJ? An announcer, the guy who says things on the radio. Anyway, what this means is when he heard the sound, no music was playing. The DJ only talks between songs, so he could have heard the gunshot from the lake. I'd like to cross-examine the witness, Your Honor. Very well, Mr. Wright. I can't believe I'm continuing the charade. What Larry heard. It's lonely being alone on Christmas Eve. Yes. It's ironic that it's almost Christmas, but it's not Christmas. And if anybody played Ace Attorney, you probably get what I'm saying. It's a running meme in the fandom. What did she say? Mr. Wright, please cease this pointless questions. What possible good could knowing what a radio DJ said do us? Indeed, Mr. Von Karma has a point. I'll allow the question only if you see some reason why we should care. We should care. Yeah, we should. We should care, Your Honor. Of course we should. Why? Well, how do you know? If we don't ask, Very fine, very well. Mr. Butts, please testify to the court. What was the radio announcer saying when you heard the gunshot? Just when she said, hey, it's almost Christmas, I heard the gunshot. This is the most ludicrous testimony I've ever heard. But there's one gleaming ray of hope in there. I've got to press it until we get to the bottom of what happened. It's lonely being alone in Christmas. I don't... Oh... Okay, gotta skip through all this shit again. Blah 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 blah. Got to present this again.
Objection!
Larry, are you absolutely sure what you're saying is correct? What's with that face? You look scary, dude. Hey, if you're trying to scare me, you better know I don't scare that easy. Is something the matter, Mr. Wright, Your Honor? Did you hear what the witness just said? The DJ said, hey, it's almost Christmas, when he heard the gunshot. Indeed, and... almost Christmas means it wasn't Christmas. I actually wanted to get a sweater of that. An ugly Christmas sweater, but I couldn't, but it's funny. Do you realize what this means? When he heard the gunshot, it was still Christmas Eve. That would seem to be the case, yes. But that contradicts the two testimonies we heard so far, Your Honor. Both Miss Hart and the old man said it was after midnight when they heard the shots. In other words, when they heard the gunshots, it was already Christmas. This is a clear contradiction, Your Honor. I would think so, Phoenix. I would think so. Order, order. What does this mean? The two prior witnesses heard gunshots after midnight. However, this witness says he heard a gunshot before midnight. But that makes sense because if there was two gunshots, one happened before midnight and one happened after. Judge, the answer is simple. The current witness is plainly mistaken. Just look at him, suspicious. Larry looks like he wouldn't hurt a fly, bro. Like, seriously, do you really think Larry would have the capacity to do anything to anyone? Like, seriously. What? Well, Mr. Wright, what do you think about Mr. Butt's claim he heard the gunshot before midnight? Larry's right, bro. Larry's not mistaken, Your Honor. He heard the gunshot before midnight. Intriguing. I'm assuming you have evidence for this wild claim. Show me evidence there was a gunshot before midnight.
Take that!
Look at this photograph. This was taken by our witness yesterday, Miss Lauderhart, with her automatic camera. The timestamp on the photo reads December 24th, 11:50 p.m. Oh. But there's nothing on the lake in this picture. Your Honor, the real issue here is not why nothing is shown in this photograph. It is why this photograph exists at all. What do you mean? Your Honor, this photograph was taken by an automatic camera. That camera was set to go off in response to loud noises. Correct. There was a loud noise on the lake at 11:50 p.m. This is why this photograph was taken. In other words, when Larry heard that gunshot, it was most definitely still Christmas Eve. Indeed, it would seem that it was the case. Then, where does that leave us? Miss Hart testified that she heard the gunshots after midnight. Are you claiming she was mistaken? Not at all, Your Honor. It is in fact that the camera also triggered at 15 minutes after midnight. Your Honor, that night there were two sets of gunshots with a 25-minute pause between them. Yay. Why would this be? Don't be fooled, Judge. That camera was set to respond to loud noises. Yes. There's no proof that the loud noise at 11:50 was a gunshot. How do you know this? How do you know this, Mr. Van Karma? That Oh, there was no gunshot at 11:50 p.m. Why the witness could have sneezed triggering the camera. Dude, it specifically said loud sounds. I highly doubt a little sneeze, a little atoo, is gonna cause it to go off, bro. Hey, my nose was clear that night, man. Clear. Well, Mr. Wright, there's no turning back now. Can you prove that the loud noise at 11:50 p.m. was indeed a gunshot? Please show the court evidence if you have any. The Gunther. The Pew Pew. This is my evidence. The murder weapon. Something about this pistol was bothering me, Your Honor. Both of the witnesses who testified yesterday heard 2 gunshots. However, the murder weapon was fired 3 times. When then was the last shot fired? Only now I have realized the truth. That the 3rd shot was the shot Larry heard just before midnight. This makes no sense. Order. That would make sense of the evidence we've seen so far. However, this leaves me wondering exactly what did happen that night on the lake. Exactly. If this is true, there are 2 sets of gunshots separated by 25 minutes. One at 11:50, another at 15 minutes after midnight. Why, I ask you, why? I better think of something quick. Wait a second. Gunshots separated by 25 minutes. What's wrong, Nick? I have it. Huh? Remember the case with the Steel Samurai? Huh? Yeah, of course I remember. The murderer in this case had the same idea as the murderer in that case. What do you mean? Maya? Yes? If we don't figure this one out now, we'll never overturn Edward's guilty verdict. I've got a hunch and I'm going to run with it. Right. I mean, is that safe? Safe? We've already gotten a guilty verdict. We have nothing to lose. You just watch and let me know if I say anything that sounds fishy, okay? Right, Nick? Your Honor? Yes, Mr. Wright? The testimony just now has cleared up this entire case. You sure about that? What do you mean, Mr. Wright? Tisk, tisk, tisk. So, you finally realize the truth. There can be no other murder than Miles Edgeworth himself. Wrong, Von Karma. A man was shot that night, but it wasn't Edgeworth who did the shooting. Listen, rookie. What is this? What am I gonna call you, Krauser? Listen, rookie. I have a running joke that the version of, what's his name, Krauser from Resident Evil 4 Remake, I always say that he looks like Biff from Back to the Future. So when you fight as him with the knife fight, I call it Marty versus Biff. Leon being Marty and Krauser being Biff. When I mean Biff, I mean the younger Biff, not the old Biff. Because they look exactly the same. Take a deep breath and consider the facts. At the time of the murder, 1 boat was on that lake. This was shown by the witness's photograph. The defendant, Edgeworth, and the victim, Robert Heyman, were on that boat. There was a gunshot fired on that boat, and Robert Heyman fell into the lake. The distance of the shooting was 1 meter. It couldn't have been suicide. Well, the guilty party has to be the other man on that boat. I admit it is hard to imagine any other possibility. Yes, but this assumes that the victim was shot at 15 minutes after midnight. What do you mean by that, Mr. Wright? We have photographic evidence of the time of the shooting. The timestamp on the photo says 0015, but Larry heard a gunshot 25 minutes before that. Robert Heyman was killed then, 25 minutes before the shot on the lake. That's the only way that Edgeworth could be innocent. Mr. Wright? Are you quite mad? Explain who the two men on the boat are. Of course it was Edgeworth and the murderer. After the murderer killed Robert Heyman at 11:50, he assumed the guise of Mr. Heyman and met Mr. Edgeworth. Edgeworth, not Mr. Edgeworth. I can't take it anymore. What? Are you serious? Yes, Edgeworth won't tell us why he went to the lake that night. However, I have a hunch. That night, Robert Heyman called Edgeworth to the lake. Now, Edgeworth didn't know Robert Heyman's face that well. That's why he didn't suspect anything when the murderer took Robert Heyman's place. I'm not sure what to make of all this. Ludicrous, Mr. Wright. Tell us the name of the murderer then. The murderer's name, Wright. It's... I don't know. Actually, I don't know the murderer's name. You don't know? Bah, again you waste my time. I don't know because he never told us. The murderer is the caretaker of the boat shop, that old man. At 11:50, he was the one who killed Robert Heyman. The caretaker of the boat shop? Where did he do this? There weren't any boats on the lake then. Why would he have to go all the way out on the lake just to shoot someone? May I suggest the real scene of this crime was not on a boat? What? Well then, where did the murder take place? Show the judge where the murder really took place.
Take that!
Here, of course, the boat shop where he lives. That way he could meet with the victim without anyone seeing it. Do you have proof that the boat shop was the scene of the crime? Recall Larry's testimony, if you will. That night, he was out on the lake in a boat searching for something. He finds it and returns the boat. Then, just as he's starting to head for home, he hears a gunshot. He heard a gunshot, Your Honor, even though he was wearing headphones at the time. In other words, the gunshot was very, very close by. And where would that be if he had just returned a boat? The boat shop. Mr. Wright, what happened that night on Gourd Lake? Please tell the court from the beginning. Yes, Your Honor. Nick, are you sure about this? Not really. But I think if I start at the very beginning and I take it slow, I might just be able to figure this out. That night, the caretaker of the boat shop called Robert Heyman to his shop. This was around 11:50. That was when the gunshot that Larry heard was fired. After that, the caretaker put on Robert Heyman's coat. He became Robert Heyman. Then he got in the boat with Edgeworth and went out into the middle of the lake. Then, who fired the pistol on the boat, Mr. Wright? The boat shop caretaker? Of course it was the murderer who shot the pistol. He shot twice, both missed Edgeworth on purpose. Wait a minute. Yes. Why would he shoot twice if he didn't mean to hit anyone? Details. Know this, Mr. Wright. The moment you run out of explanations, the moment you lose. Tell us why the murderer had to fire twice. To create a witness. I believe he shot twice to create a witness, Your Honor. Create a witness? The murderer lifts his pistol and fires one shot. That ensures that anyone who heard the shot would look at the lake. Indeed, Miss Hart did exactly that after hearing the first gunshot. Next, the murderer waits a bit and he fires again. Then, the murderer jumps from the boat himself, leaving the pistol in the boat behind him. I see. To someone looking from the edge of the lake, it would appear that one of the men on the boat had shot the other. The murderer didn't know about the automatic camera, of course. That's why he shot twice, to draw attention to the boat. Once you realize that, everything else falls into place. The boat shop caretaker swam back to his shop. Then he put Mr. Heyman's wet coat back on the body, and then threw the body into the lake. This is what happened, Your Honor. These are the events that transpired that night on Gourd Lake. If everything was that simple. Bailiff, bring out the witness from before. The boat shop caretaker, quickly. Very well, while we are waiting for the caretaker, I would like to ask the defendant, Miles Edgeworth, a few questions. Mr. Edgeworth, please take the stand. Don't do baby girl like this. He doesn't deserve to be on the stand. Mr. Edgeworth, you heard what the defense has said. Yes. Well, why did you go to the lake that night? What Wright has said was mostly correct. Astonishingly so, actually. Yes. Several days ago I received a letter. The letter was signed Robert Haymond. He asked me to come to the boat shop by the lake at midnight on Christmas Eve. He said he had something very important to discuss with me. Something important? I'm sorry, I cannot say what it was. Your Honor, sir. Bailiff, we are conducting a trial here. I ask that you remain quiet. The witness has disappeared. He isn't at the boat shop either. What? What should I do? What would you do for a Klondike bar? Find him quickly. We cannot allow him to get away. Yes. Go find Boatman. Don't let him escape. Mr. Von Karma, your witness has disappeared. A search warrant has already been issued. It goes without saying that I cannot declare a verdict under these circumstances. I will extend the trial until tomorrow, the final day allowed. I request that the police department utilize all its forces to find that witness. Am I understood? One more thing. Just who is the boat shop caretaker? I think his identity has become very important to this trial. I want him, and I want to know who he is. Very well. Court is adjourned. Yay! December 27th, 1:22 p.m. I'm sorry. It's almost 11 o'clock. District Court Defendant Lobby number 2. Yay, Nick, you did it! Yeah. Well, at least we got out from under that guilty verdict. And what about Larry? That was something else. Even Von Karma didn't know what to do with his testimony. Larry really helped us out, sure. Once I shifted through his unique testimony. Still, he did save us. I just wish our cases weren't so down to the wire all the time. I know what you mean. Sometimes I feel like it's us on trial instead of our clients. Hey, Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth. He just comes out of nowhere like, boom, Edgeworth. Did you just say something? Don't look so pained. I mean, it looks like you're probably going to get off the hook. You could try to smile just a little, relax. Aw, the pensive bean. No. I'm sorry, but I fear it's not over for me yet. What do you mean? Right. There's something that's been troubling me for a long time now, and I don't know whether not to tell you. Edgeworth? No, there's so little time left. I want to tell you to get off my chest, but I can't make up my mind. What is this about, Edgeworth? It's a nightmare I've had. A memory of a crime that I committed. A crime you committed? A memory of a murder. No, not the DL6. No. No. To be continued. We're almost done with turnabout goodbyes. We only have 2 more days left. And then I get to suffer through Rise from the Ashes. December 27th, 2:11 p.m. Writing Code offices. What was Mr. Edgeworth talking about? A memory of a crime that I committed. A memory of a murder. Yay! Do you really think Mr. Edgeworth killed? I don't believe it, not Edgeworth. Some painful memory has been troubling him recently, but he never takes someone's life, never. Nick? Yo! How's everybody doing? What did you think of my performance today? It's Larry! I had him swooning in the aisles, huh, Maya? Swooning me? Oh yes, I do remember feeling faint. Right on! Tell me the truth, is it like love at first sight, right? Right, Nick? Hold up. Maya's 17, bro. You're 23. Shame on you, Larry. You don't be doing that. Huh? Me? Well, maybe my heart skipped a beat or two. I think you can do better than that. Come on, I saved Edgeworth in there, dude. Edgy, you guys should be bowing before me. Yeah, bow before your hero. Larry, we all love you, Larry, but chill, just calm the hell down, bro. Just take it easy. Larry, you really helped out in the trial today. You did. If you weren't there, Larry, I'm sure Mr. Edgeworth would have been found guilty. Ha ha ha. Yes, laugh. But seriously, Nick, that boat shop caretaker guy is pretty sus. But Edgy ain't off the hook yet. Way to spoil the mood, Larry. Hey, I'm just a guy sitting in the audience, you know. But from where I was sitting, Edgy seemed pretty edgy. Edgy. I mean, can you really know he's telling the truth about that night? Nick, I don't know. But what do I know is I'm going to believe in you two until the end. Aw, Phoenix is getting all sappy and emotional. Us two? Edgeworth and who else? You mean me, right? Nah, he means me, right, Nick? Yeah, you, Larry. Not me? Oh, don't cry, Maya. Don't get all jelly donut. But why you, Larry? Huh? Actually, yeah, why me, Nick? Enough with the silent treatment. Nick, why do you trust Mr. Edgeworth so much? I mean, he's changed recently, true. But when we first met him, he was kind of a jerk, don't you think? You didn't know him back then. Back when you wanted to become a defense attorney. Wait. Was that when you two were classmates? Yes, in grade school. They saved me, Miles. And Larry. They saved me and I'll never forget it. That's why I became a defense attorney, you know. What? Hey, Larry, what he's talking about? Huh? Sorry, I kind of forgot. Larry, that's... You're ruining Phoenix's moment. Like, Phoenix is like, oh, I'm getting all sentimental about Larry and Edgeworth. And then Larry's like, well, sorry, Nick, I forgot about your, touchy moment, bro. Okay, Nick, out with it. I'm going to hear this story today, and that's final. Okay. It's kind of a long story, so hang in there. It was the very end of 3rd grade. I was on trial, a class trial. Imagine being in 3rd grade, and everyone's like, oh yeah, we're gonna have We're gonna have a class trial with a bunch of third graders. A class trial? Yes. You remember, Larry, spring, end of third grade? A kid in our class got his lunch money stolen. Lunch money? Our school was really small. Every month, kids would bring in an envelope with money for lunch from home. Huh, I see. Anyway, this kid's envelope disappeared with $38 still inside. Oh, yeah, now that you mention it, I do remember that. I can see why you'd forget, though. You were out of school that day. Anyway, the envelope had been stolen during PE class. I was coming down with a cold, so I skipped PE that day. I was the only one not in class. So, they thought you did it? Yeah. The kids in class said I should be put on trial. Trial? So the next day we held a classroom trial with me as the defendant. Oh, we get to see little Phoenix. We get to see tiny little Phoenix. I didn't do it. Guilty, he did it. Guilty. Give the money back. You're such a meanie. No one will play with him. Just admit it, you did it. You can't hide the truth. Tell us the truth. We're not gonna play with you anymore. Yeah, no borrowing my eraser. What is 50 cents? A 50 cents? Now, Phoenix, you know you shouldn't steal people's money. It's not right. In the end, even the teacher thought I'd done it. Go over and apologize, Phoenix. Yeah, apologize. Oh, he's so cute, little Phoenix. I didn't know what was happening. I was so sad. I couldn't stop crying. Everyone was staring at me like I'd done it. I tried to apologize and went to where the boys whose money had been stolen was sitting. That's when it happened. Oh, little Miles! He shouldn't have to apologize. The only thing that belongs in a trial is evidence. Anything else has no place. You should all be ashamed. Amateurs. Miles? Little Miles! It wasn't you who stole my money, was it? No. Then you shouldn't apologize. Everyone's been shouting you did it, but no one has any proof. That is why, Your Honor, the boy is innocent. But, Miles, it was your money that was stolen. Yeah, he did it. He's the one. We don't need proof. Make him say he's sorry. Why don't you all just shut up? There's Larry! This is always how it is. Everyone's ganging up and picking on one person. Just think how he feels. He said he didn't do it, so he didn't do it. Yay, Larry and Miles, the two bro friends of Phoenix. Very well. I will replace the money myself. This class trial is over. That's how it happened. After that, the three of us were the best of friends. Wow, I had no idea. Yeah, I had no idea either. I mean, I forgot. That's when I learned what it meant to be alone. Totally alone without a friend in the world. You did a good thing, Larry. Yeah, well, I was just lucky that I took the day off from school. If I had been there, they would have thought I'd done it. So I took it kind of personally, see? When something smells, it's usually the butts. After the trial. Anyway, Edgeworth and I talked after that class trial. That's when I heard his father was a defense attorney. I remember his eyes would shine when he talked about his father. I'm going to become a defense attorney just like my father. A famous defense attorney. Poor Miles. And then a few months later, he suddenly transferred to another school. The DL6 incident? Right. I'm not sure, but the transfer probably had to do with his father's death. That's so sad. It was several years later when I heard Edgeworth's name again. There was an article about him in the newspaper. The headline was something like "Dark Suspicions of a Demon Attorney." Fabricating evidence, manipulating testimonies, covering up facts. The article said he'd do anything to get a guilty verdict, anything. But why? What happened? I mean, that's not the Edgy I used to know at all. That's what I thought too. I tried to get in touch with him I don't know how many times. He never replied. Oh, is that when you kept all of the little clippings and a little book and stuffed it in your desk drawer, Phoenix. Your little Miles Edgeworth book. I guess he didn't want to see his old friends. I couldn't just drop it though. I wanted to meet him to learn why he had to become who he became. That's when I decided, wait, you don't mean that's why? That's why you became a defense attorney, to meet Edgeworth? If I was a defense attorney, I knew he'd have to meet me whether he wanted to or not. In court, Edgeworth believed in me and I believed in him. He's in pain and no one's on his side. I'm the only one who knows the real Edgeworth. I'm the only one who can help him. Aww. Phoenix gonna help baby girl. Whoa, Nick. So, is that why you helped me out for free? Also a running joke, cause poor Phoenix never really gets paid. Yes. I helped you because I believed in you. Except I don't remember saying I'd do it for free. Aw, Nick. We have to save Mr. Edgeworth if it's the last thing we do, okay? Right. It very well may be. First, there's that rental boat shop caretaker. We need to find out who or what he is. I'd settle for who. I guess I can clean out some of his evidence I no longer need. Okay, let's go. Let us go. Time to leave, Larry. December 27th, Gourd Lake Park entrance. It's Gumshoe! Hey pal, long time no see. Oh, Detective Gumshoe! Close one today, eh? I got so worked up I snapped my tie in half. Sorry about that. No prob, pal. Thanks to you, we now know who really did it. You mean the boat shop caretaker? Look, I'll make you a promise. I'll have that scoundrel in my custody by trial time tomorrow. Come what may. It's my duty to you as a police officer. Now I'm off to catch me a criminal. Fucking Gumshoe. Detective Gumshoe sure is active today. Oh, one other thing. Eek. No one can go into the woods today. The woods? Where Lotto was camping. The woods are off limits to camping and apparently the park ranger found out. He got pretty mad. No one can go in for a while. I guess Lotta's in a lot of trouble. Anyway, I'll be seeing you tomorrow. Bye, Gumshoe. Gumshoe. December 27th, Gourd Lake Public Beach. Huh? The steel eyesore is missing. Eyesore? Looks like the hot dog stand is closed too. Well, I guess because Missile ate all the hot dogs. I guess Larry's too busy worrying about Mr. Edgeworth to show up for work. No, also is because the dog ate all the hot dogs. How is he supposed to have a hot dog stand with no weenies? December 27th, boat rental shop. That old caretaker got away. Yep. I never imagined he might be the real murderer. Ahem. I know they're clearing of the throat anywhere. Hello. What might you be doing here? Out for a walk? The days of my youth, like the scent of fresh lemons, you see. Mr. Grossberg. This is no time for idle reminiscing. Mr. Edgeworth trial ends tomorrow. That is true, yes. But from what I saw of today's trial, Edgeworth should be fine, right? Well, I'm not so sure about that. What do you mean by that? Well, I'm not sure. If you find anything out, come by my office at once. I may be able to offer you some assistance. Thanks, bye. Phoenix being petty as hell. I love it. He's like, thanks, bye. I really wish sometimes, instead of him saying it in his head, he would just say it aloud. But I don't think Phoenix can at times. Who knows? Let's see here. Let's go inside the caretaker shack. December 27th, caretaker shack. Nobody's home. Well, obviously my, hello, Squawk. Hey, it's Polly. I wonder where your owner's gone, Polly. Hello, Squawk. I can't believe he'd run off and leave his poor parrot to fend for herself. Hello, Squawk. Okay, let's see what's in this caretaker shack. Ah. What's wrong, huh? Oh, never mind. What, tell me. Just when I saw the TV, I remembered. They're showing a Pink Princess special this week. Oh. See? That's why I didn't want to tell you. That reminds me, Nick. Polly here knows the number to the safe, right? Yeah, that's right. Polly, what's the number to the safe? 1228. Let's open it, Nick. Come on. I'm sure isn't any money in there. Aw. But hey, he keeps it locked, right? So there must be something of value in there. I'm not so sure. Okay, Nick, let's see what's in there. I guess there might be a clue or two. Excuse me. Sorry. The only thing in here is a letter. A letter? Aw, boring. There's no name or signature on this thing. It's handwritten in very precise, clear letters. Get your revenge on Miles Edgeworth. Edgeworth? Nick, why would Mr. Edgeworth's name be on there? How should I know? I'm going to read the whole thing. Get your revenge on Miles Edgeworth. It also says this is your last chance. Now is the time to get revenge on the two men who ruined your life. The rest of the letter goes on to describe the murder plot in detail. How to kill Robert Heyman and frame Edgeworth. Calling Edgeworth out to the lake, getting on the boat, firing twice. This is exactly what I figured out today in court. It's all here in perfect detail. Very sus. What do you think it means, Nick? I don't know, but it looks like these are instructions for that caretaker. When he killed Robert Heyman and called out Edgeworth, he was following instructions. But who could have written that letter? And what does it mean to get revenge on Miles Edgeworth? Look, I don't know, okay? But one thing's for certain. This letter is an amazing clue. Letter from the safe added to court record. Now let's go to go see Edgeworth. December 27th, Detention Center, Visitor's Room. You look as grim as always. Mr. Edgeworth, I heard the story about the class trial. Class trial? What do you mean? You don't remember? No, I don't. Your lunch money was stolen, wasn't it, in 3rd grade? Lunch money? Oh, right. Yes, I seem to remember something like that. Nick, I think you're the only one who really remembers. Well, it probably only really mattered to me anyway. Mr. Edgeworth, didn't you know? That trial was the reason Nick became a defense attorney. Ridiculous. Gee, thanks. That said, it does sound like the kind of thing you would do. You haven't changed a bit, haven't you, right? So simple, to a fault even. Well, maybe, yeah, but I think you changed too much, Edgeworth. Perhaps. Time to show the letter to the safe. Edgeworth, see this letter? This came out of the safe in the shack where that boat rental caretaker lives. I see. Revenge on me? Yes. Who is that old guy anyway? I don't know. Could he be an innocent defendant you got declared guilty or something? Nice, right? But I don't remember that old man, not at all. So he was following this letter then, which means there was someone else behind it. Now is the time to get revenge on the two men who ruined your life. Two men meeting myself and Robert Heyman. It also says this is your last chance. Last chance. Well, wait, maybe he's talking about the statute of limitations on the DL6 incident. Wait, that old man. What is it? Do you know who he is? Yogi. Could he be Yogi? Yogi? The suspect in the DL6 incident, the one who was found innocent. Yay! Hey Edgeworth, why did you become a prosecutor anyway? You used to look up to your dad. You said you wanted to be a defense attorney, right? I couldn't let myself deny reality like you. What do you mean? My father was taken from me and you want me to defend criminals. I'm sorry, right, but I'm not that good of a person. One suspect was apprehended in your father's murder, right? Yes. The man trapped in the elevator with my father. His name was Yanni Yogi. He had to be the shooter any way you look at it. Yet, he was found innocent. That defense attorney got him off the hook. That would be Robert Heyman. On that day 15 years ago, the three of us were trapped in the elevator for 5 hours. When we were rescued, we were all suffered oxygen deprivation. I had lost all memory of the murder. Lost your memory? Yes. Even now I cannot recall what happened in that elevator. That was the crux of Yogi's attorney's argument in court. He claimed Yanni Yogi had been not of sound mind due to oxygen deprivation. Yogi was released due to a lack of evidence, innocent. That's when I changed my mind. I started to hate defense attorneys. What's your relationship with Von Karma? He's my teacher and a man who deserves respect. I learned everything I know of courtroom techniques from him. So he's like my sister was to you, Nick. He is a perfectionist in all things. In court, in his personal life, he's obsessed with doing everything perfectly. Perfectly, huh? In all the cases he has taken on, none were left unsolved, and not one suspect was declared innocent ever. But that's... I know. It's possible some of the suspects were indeed innocent. However, it is impossible for us to accurately determine that in every case. All Von Karma does is his job, to find the suspect guilty perfectly. In any case, it's nigh well impossible to find a weakness in him. Should a weakness appear, he would do everything in his power to make it go away. Edgeworth, if what you're saying is true, you've headed for a guilty sentence tomorrow. He's right. Now's no time to praise the enemy, Mr. Edgeworth. It is a strange situation in which I find myself, I'll admit. No kidding. Yanni Yogi was a court bailiff at the time. We just happened to be in the elevator together 15 years ago. It's an earthquake! The quake was incredibly strong. Before I knew it, everything was dark. We were there for so long it felt like forever. The air was thinned and the darkness closed in on us in that little box. We became unsettled. Help, I can't breathe. Quiet, I said quiet, you're not making this any easier. I want to get out, help, get us out. Don't shout, we'll just use up more oxygen. That's all I remember. When I came to it, I was in a hospital bed staring up at the ceiling. In court, Jnana Yogi's mental condition was called into question. They claimed the oxygen deprivation and stress had caused temporary insanity. In the end, the claim passed the court and Yogi was found innocent. Huh? But isn't that strange? This letter tells him to get revenge on Edgeworth. Why would he want to take revenge on you? Right? Yeah. There's something that's been troubling me these last few days. I didn't know whether or not I should tell you. You mean the nightmare? Yes. It's a nightmare I've had. A memory of a crime that I've committed. A crime you committed? A memory of a murder. I think the time has come to tell all. For the last 15 years, I've had the same dream almost every night. I wake up in a fearful sweat every time. What kind of dream? It's a dream about my father's killing in the dark. Help, I can't breathe. Quiet, I said quiet, you're not making this any easier. I want to get out, help, get us out. Don't shout, you'll just use up more oxygen. I can't breathe. You're using up my air. What? Stop breathing my air, I'll stop you. What? What are you? Stop breathing my air. No, father. He's attacking father. Then I see the pistol lying Then I see the pistol lying by my feet. I don't know if it was evidence from that day in the court or the bailiffs. And a daze I pick up the pistol. Get away. Get away from my father. Bang. Choo. And then the screaming. And then that's it. Nothing. And with that scream, I awake. It's a bone-chilling scream, a scream that has rung in my ears for the past 15 years. Yay. But that's just a dream, right? Right? No. That thought is the only thing that has kept me sane for the last 15 years. But what if I'm wrong? What if it's real? They say that sometimes people shut out memories in self-defense. Maybe it was I who killed my father. What? If you think about it that way, this letter makes sense. Get your revenge on Miles Edgeworth. Think about it. Yogi was really innocent. That's why he wanted revenge against me. Wait, Edgeworth, you mean... It was me. I was a true criminal of DL6. I shot my father. This is bad. What are we going to do, Nick? What can we do? I don't know. I don't think there's anything we can do, like it or not. If there's something else, someone else who knows a lot about the DL6 incident, maybe. There is, Nick. There's someone else who knows about DL6. Yep. Grossberg Law Office. Get to see the ahem boy. Oh, come on. Stupid thing. December 27th, Grossberg Law Offices. Mr. Grossberg! Hello there. What's wrong? You look troubled. No kidding, I can't believe you're not. My. Just calm down and tell me what's happened. It's Mr. Edgeworth. He... I see. So Edgeworth dreamt he shot his own father. It's only a dream, only a dream. No, it's not, I wonder. What? If that's the case, then why do you two look so troubled, Well... Also consider this. Yogi quite certainly holds a deep grudge against Miles Edgeworth, so deep he'd want to frame him for murder. This leads me to summarize that Mr. Edgeworth's dream was not a dream, it was real. As you imagined, Miles Edgeworth threw the pistol to save his father. The pistol fired and the deed was done. But it's not that simple. No, I don't believe it. Yogi was suspected of murder and his career as a bailiff was incredibly wrecked. I'm sorry, I can't talk anymore. It's almost 12 in the morning. Thus, he sought revenge on Miles Edgeworth. This was his last chance, of course, with the statute of limitations so close. What do you know about Edgeworth's father? He was a defense attorney without peer. It sounds trite, but it's true. Well, he might have one peer now that I think about it. Your mentor, Mia Fey. My sister? Gregory Edgeworth was very disapproving of Mr. Von Karma's techniques. That's no surprise. Von Karma is an extreme man, forged testimonies and evidence are nothing to him. The result, he has a perfect win record in court. To beat him, Gregory Edgeworth tried to call attention to his methods, and he lost, and died in despair, as it were. I see. When Gregory Edgeworth was killed, the police called on a spirit medium. That was your mother, Misty Fey. I am Gregory Edgeworth. I've been killed. The one who shot me was the bailiff, Yanni Yogi. Yet Yogi was found innocent. That's when my mother left us. Everyone called her a fraud. That's right. Everyone thought she was, you see. Yet, not that I think about it. It seems the only one who lied was Gregory Edgeworth's ghost. Gregory Edgeworth must have known who shot him. I don't believe it. So you're saying he falsified his testimony? That Edgeworth's dad lied to protect his son. It's only a possibility, mind you, but a possibility, nothing less. Oh ho, so this is the letter. It does seem that Yogi was following this letter when he killed Heyman. But why kill Robert Heyman? Heyman was a skilled defense attorney, but he defended clients not for their sake but for his own. His own sake? He never trusted his clients, that one. The only thing he trusted was his own ability. But he got his client found innocent, so why should it matter? Actually, my dear, it's quite different. He won the incident verdict for no one but himself. Yogi was a free man, but socially he was ruined. You'll understand soon enough. Wait. What is it? This letter. I've seen this handwriting somewhere before a long time ago. Whose handwriting was this? Do you have any idea who wrote this? Manfred von Karma. Could it be Manfred von Karma? Von Karma? Why would he have something to do with this? Well, I'm not sure. Von Karma. Wait. You're right, my boy. This is Von Karma's handwriting, I'm sure of it. Sorry. That's why I keep drinking something, because all this talking, like, makes my throat so dry. I used to see it all the time on court reports. What? But that means the one who told Mr. Yogi to kill was, correct, Manfred von Karma himself. Dun dun dun. We all knew this. What does this mean then? Why would von Karma want to frame Edgeworth? If it is truly was von Karma who wrote this letter, then he would know the truth. He would know that Miles Edgeworth had accidentally killed his own father. He'll say as much tomorrow in court, I should think. He'll press the point until the court finds Miles Edgeworth guilty. Oh no. But how could von Karma know about Mr. Edgeworth's past like that? Even Mr. Edgeworth thought it was just a nightmare. That I do not know. Yet I do know that Von Karma is both persistent and a perfectionist. He may be seeking to satisfy a grudge against Gregory Edgeworth by hurting his son. What do you mean? It was 15 years ago. Von Karma met Gregory Edgeworth in court, and Von Karma did win. But he didn't make it through the trial unscarred. What happened in the trial between Edgeworth's dad and Von Karma? Von Karma got the guilty verdict he wanted. He won the trial, but Gregory accused Von Karma of faulty evidence. And though he lost the trial, Mr. Edgeworth's accusation stood. Faulty evidence. It was the only penalty Von Karma has ever received in his career as a prosecutor. Gregory Edgeworth dealt a blow to his perfect trial record. Wow. It must have been quite a shock for Von Karma. He took a vacation for several months after that, you see. I advise to put that sentence, the prior sentence, on a back burner for a little while because they'll come back later on. Yes, an unusual event for the man. That was the first and the last vacation he's taken in his many years of prosecuting. Really? He doesn't take vacations? Like go to the sea or to the mountains? Don't tell me he's never been to Europe. You have strange ideas about vacations, Maya. In any case, that was the only time he took a vacation from work. I believe the penalty upset him quite a lot. Odd. If he wanted to keep a perfect record so badly, why would he take such a long vacation? What do we do, Nick? Von Karma's going to bring up the DL6. You can bet on it. What if Mr. Edgeworth pleads guilty to DL6? I won't let him. Yes, Mr. Wright. I hate to say this, but even accidental murder is murder, you know. I know that. I just believe in Edgeworth's innocence. I can't believe he'd kill someone. But, Nick, Mr. Edgeworth admits it himself. His father must have lied to protect him from beyond the grave. I don't care. I know he's not guilty. Mr. Wright, if you say so, I suppose I can go check again. The police files might hold something of interest. Mr. Grossberg, thank you. I can't promise anything. In fact, I think the chances of finding something are slim. I understand. The police materials, Let us go to the records room. One day left, Nick. Yeah, I know. Well, no time to waste. Let's get going. No duh, Maya. December 27th, Police Department, Criminal Affairs. There's hardly anyone here. Everyone must be out looking for the old guy, Yogi. Ah, it's you. I don't think Gumshoe be coming back today. He's staying out late looking for someone. Sounds like Detective Gumshoe is pounding the pavement for real. That didn't sound right at all, but let's continue. We were wondering if we can check out the records room again. Well, now I can't have just anyone wandering around in there. But I guess Mr. Von Karma is in there now anyway. Very suspicious. You can go in as long as he's there. Von Karma? Yes, he just arrived, actually. Von Karma's in the records room. Nick, let's hurry. Oh, this part is infamous. I wanted to deck Von Karma so hard. You'll see why in a second. Because this part is beyond BS. You'll see why in a few seconds. December 27th, Police Department Records Room. Dusty as always. We were only here just yesterday. I'm sure they just haven't had time to clean. What's wrong, Nick? Nothing. I was just noticing that he isn't here. Von Karma. Oh. Huh? One of the drawers here is open. Someone must have been looking in it recently. The label says unsolved cases evidence. Unsolved cases. Nick, the file for DL6 is completely empty. What? What are you doing in here? Eek. Von Karma! You! How do you know my name? Huh? Have we met? What are you saying? We see each other every day, don't we? We're Miles Edgeworth's defense team. Defense team? Ahem, I beg your pardon, you see, I rarely remember defense attorneys. That blank stare. Oh no. Not the stare, bro. No. No, you didn't come late. You're fine. To summarize, basically we did the part with the first part of the trial where we talked to the boat dude and Larry, and now we're going to find more evidence about the DL6 incident, and now we get to see Mr. Wonderful Mr. Von Karma. They're like bugs to me, needless things to be crushed. While you stare blankly at me, bro. I can see how this guy was Edgeworth's mentor. Yeah. Let's see here. Mr. Edgeworth is your student, right? A romanticist who still can't shed that veneer of amateurism. Just like his father, anyway, second rate. Mr. Von Karma, you had an axe to grind with Mr. Gregory Edgeworth, didn't you? Me? A grudge against a mere defense attorney? Why? Because you dealt a blow to his otherwise perfect trial record. So you did. But what I don't get is, why did you take his son under your wing afterwards? The son of your most bitter rival. That, my dear attorney, is none of your business. Tomorrow will be the last day of this trial. It's been a while since I had a defense attorney last this long. Still, you will lose in the end. Miles Edgeworth will admit his own guilt. His guilt of 15 years ago, you mean? You're quite the researcher. If you've done your homework so well, then you must understand. You know that Miles Edgeworth will tell the court tomorrow. We were right. So Von Karma is going to bring up the L6 in court tomorrow. I just want to say one word, but I don't want to say it. But if you guys probably know what it is, you probably know what I want to say. Mr. Von Karma, have a look at this. This was you, wasn't it? You instructed Yanni Yogi to commit murder. Yanni Yogi? How many years has it been since I've heard him called by that name? He's a fool. I told him to burn it after he read it. So you admit it. You wrote Mr. Yogi this letter. He just said that he told him to burn it. I want to call Von Karma a prick. That's what I wanted to call him. Because of what he's gonna do in a few minutes. After he's done doing this, what he does, when I first play this, like, because when I first played this game, I didn't really know much about the series. So when this part happened and what he does, I wanted to go into the game and smack him. Thank you for taking the trouble to bring it to me. You saved me from a lot of needless hassle. What? Nick, what is that thing? He fucking tases me. A stun gun for self-defense usually. Indeed. Okay, this bro literally is gonna shock you with a taser. A taser. A literal taser. 600,000 volts will course through your body like a dog touching an electric fence. 600,000. Oh, don't worry. People don't die from it usually. Now give me the letter. No. No. Whoa, what are you? Nick, run. He tased Maya. He literally tased a 17-year-old with a stun gun. You know how badly I wanted to punch this bro after he used a stun gun on a person while I'm trying to get evidence? Like, come on. I wanted to punch this man so bad when this happened. When I very first played this game, I wanted to deck Von Karma's smug face so bad. Out of my way. Then he tases Phoenix. He tased both of them. Both of them on the floor and both got tased. Bro's desperate for winning this case. I would think so, that he literally tased a 17-year-old girl and Phoenix with a 600,000 volt stun taser. The letter's gone, of course, and he took the DL6 evidence, all of it, back to having no clues. Wait, Maya jumped first. Maya, is she okay? Maya? Maya, open your eyes. Maya. No. The letter, did he take it? Huh? Oh yeah. Are you okay? I couldn't stop him. I jumped as fast as I could, but one shot from that thing knocked me out cold. I'm useless. I'm no good as a lawyer or medium. I can't even call my sister. Not even now when you need her the most. I wish I haven't woken up at all. That's really harsh, Maya. There has to be some way I can help her. I'd better do something about her self-confidence first. Maya. She's holding something. Oh, that's the bullet! What is that, a bullet? DL6 incident events number 7 taken from the heart of Gregory Edgeworth. I remember. Von Karma was holding this when Maya jumped him. DL6 bullet stashed in a pocket. I'll prove it to you, Maya. You're the most definitely not useless. I'll prove it to you in court tomorrow. To be continued. We're almost done with Turnabout Goodbyes. This, I think, is the last section of this chapter, and then we're gonna be starting Rise from the Ashes. I don't want to do Rise from the Ashes. It's too long. Yep, this is the last part of Turnabout Goodbyes. And in my opinion, this is the saddest part of Turnabout Goodbyes. December 28th, 9:51 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. This is it, Judgment Day. Today things are going to get settled at last, a lot of things. What's the big idea? Sorry, Nick, I only touched your shoulder. I guess the shock hasn't worn off from my run-in with the stun gun yesterday. Anyhow, today's the last day of the trial. Good luck, Nick. Yeah, thanks, Maya. Edgeworth is looking glum as always. I hope Von Karma doesn't push him too hard. What are you doing? Sorry, I'm sorry. I just thought I'd cheer you up with a pat on the back. Maya, maybe you should go outside and discharge. Right, good idea. Try not to electrocute anyone on your way out. Poor Gumshoe. she electrocuted Gumshoe. What's got into that girl? Detective Gumshoe. Morning, Mr. Edgeworth. Good morning. How'd it go, detective? Have no fear, as promised, I've captured her runaway caretaker. I just brought him in, took him all night, pal. Thanks, Detective Gumshoe, you must be tired. Actually, after that shock, I got out on the way, and I feel pretty Yogi says he's forgotten his own name, but that has to be a lie. Why would he want revenge on Edgeworth if he couldn't remember his past? He does remember, and I'm going to prove it. Yes. December 28th, 10 a.m., District Court, courtroom number 3. Manfred von Karma. Court is now in session for the trial of Miles Edgeworth. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready. Right. Very well. We have reached the final day of our proceedings in this trial. I ask the prosecution submit decisive evidence. Understood. Come on, don't be awed and silenced by every little thing he says. Very well, Mr. Von Karma, your opening statement. Right. Thanks to Detective Gumshoe's efforts, the boat rental shop caretaker has been arrested. In yesterday's trial, the defense asserted that the caretaker was the murderer. However, the caretaker has yet to confirm this. I would like to ask the defense to cross-examine him as much as necessary. Yay. Let's go now, bro. Sorry, I'm tired. Very well. Please bring the witness into the courtroom. Ladies and gentlemen of the court, I believe you all remember our witness. He lives in the boat rental shop on the lake from where he witnessed the incident. In addition, he has currently lost memory of his name and identity. Witness, why did you run away yesterday? The witness was not running away, as he will now testify. I see. Very well, please begin your testimony. Why I left court. I'm really sorry about just leaving yesterday like I did, but I wasn't running away or nothing. I went to buy some food for Policy. I figured I got nothing to do with this incident anyhow. I mean, I need one of those motive things, right? And I don't got one. So my testimony yesterday stand as is. Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination, shall we? He has to know his name. Yanni Yogi. You're Yanni Yogi, and I'm going to prove it. Prove it, Phoenix. Prove it as you will.
Hold it!
You've lost much of your memory, is that correct? Yep, seems like it. Then how could you know that you didn't have anything to do with this incident? Or maybe you're lying about not having your memory. You know exactly who you are. The witness has testified quite clearly that he has no memory of who he is. If you claim he's lying, then show the court proof. How am I supposed to prove what's going on in that old cogger's head? That's impossible. I'm glad you come to your senses, Mr. Wright. Very well, witness, please continue.
Hold it!
How can you say you had no motive? I say you do. You had a grudge against Edgeworth and the victim, Robert Heyman. That's why you took revenge on them, right? Please don't make me repeat myself, Mr. Wright. This witness has no memory of anything beyond several years ago. He can't hold a grudge, it's impossible. I have to prove he's lying about his memory. Otherwise, it's going to be the same thing over and over until the trial ends. Well, the trial ends today, buddy. Might I say something, Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. You've been saying the same thing now over and over. You've been calling the witness' memory, the past, or lack thereof into question. But does this really have anything to do with the current case? Of course, Your Honor. The witness has said he has nothing to do with this case and no motive. Both of these statements are lies. Order, order. Mr. Wright, there is a serious problem with your claim. Or are you saying you know who this witness is? Of course, Your Honor. Ho, ho, ho. Now, this is interesting. I would like to know myself. So, who is he? Don't play dumb, Von Karma. Mr. Wright, please tell us this witness' name. Yanni Yogi. His name is Yanni Yogi, a former court bailiff. Yogi? That name seems familiar. Oh, Yanni Yogi, from the DL6 incident. It figures the judge would have heard of it. It was such a famous case. But what does this mean? Your Honor, if this man is Mr. Yogi, then he has a clear motive. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Jumping to conclusions again, Mr. Wright. This man, this witness, is Yanni Yogi. Fascinating. However, how do you propose to prove this to the court? This is a court of law, as you may recall. You need proof. Well, bro, if you didn't tase me yesterday, I would have the proof. And allow me to repeat once more, that the witness has lost his memory. This is it. I have to do this now. If I can't prove he's Yogi right here, right now, then I've got nowhere else to go. Nick, how are you going to prove it? How are you going to prove that he's Yanni Yogi? It's okay, it's actually quite simple. Your Honor, please take this man's fingerprints. Then we'll compare them to the fingerprints on file for Yanni Yogi 15 years ago. I see that makes sense. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Huh? I'm so very sorry, Mr. Wright. Why? The witness has no fingerprints. How is that humanly possible? But this is a video game, so anything is possible. What? What? No fingerprints? You see, before I worked as a caretaker, I worked at a chemical plant. I burned my fingers working with this stuff. Yup. What? Yogi, you sneak. You burned your fingerprints off to hide your past. Well, if the witness has no fingerprints, I guess we will not be able to prove his identity. No. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Well, what will you do, Mr. Wright? It seems that the case has been decided, no? No. I know what happened. I know everything. I just can't prove it. But no, I can't let it end like this. I can't lose. There has to be another way. There's no one who can testify as to who this witness is. No one. Nick, what are we going to do? I didn't even consider that he might have erased his fingerprints. What do I do? Tisk, tisk, tisk. Well, Mr. Wright, perhaps you'd like to cross-examine his parrot for a little comic relief. Oh no, this is the other meme with the parrot. I still can't believe Capcom wrote this into the script. Imagine going to court and some person's like, yo, let's just put a parrot on the stand and question the parrot and cross-examine a parrot. Yeah, very funny. You're a sore winner, Von Karma. Wait a second. Cross-examine his parrot? What is it, Nick? No, you're not going to, Your Honor. The defense would like to take Mr. Von Karma up on his proposal. You know how asinine this sounds. Literally bringing a parrot to court and asking a parrot questions. Oh my. Proposal? Exactly, Your Honor. I would like to cross-examine the witness's parrot. I can't breathe. Order. Well, what do you think, Mr. Von Karma? Need you even ask? This is a farce, I object. Wait a second. You were the one who suggested I cross-examine the parrot, Von Karma. I have a right to do as you suggested. Well, if you're so desperate, then please be my guest. Of course you should go through with this, and nothing comes of it, then I hope you're ready for the consequences, Nick. This is crazy. Well, still want to go through with your little game? Yes, I'm going to cross-examine a parrot in court. Let the parrot take the stand. I will cross-examine her, Your Honor. This is the most ridiculous thing I have ever heard. Von Karma's rigged every person's testimony, every piece of evidence, except the parrot. She's my last chance. At least I think so. I can't breathe. Bailiff, bring in the parrot. This is so ridiculous. That's quite a bird. Please tell us your name. Name? The witness is ignoring me. It must hurt to be ignored by a bird. Ahem, very well, witness. Who is your owner? Please testify for us. Who is your owner? Hello, Squawk. Certainly the most concise testimony we've had so far. Very well, begin your cross-examination, right. What are you going to do, Nick? I don't know. What do we do, Maya? Witness, you can't just say hello and expect us to get anywhere. I want you to testify. Maya, you talk to her. Right. What do I say? What's your name? Maybe I should get her to say her name. Polly, what's your name? Polly, Squawk. Mr. Wright, I think we're established this parrot is named Polly. Does this have anything to do with her owner's identity? Yes, it does. Ah, fascinating. You claim that the parrot's name will prove her owner's identity. Then show us this proof. Nick, don't you think you're taking the bluffing a little too far? Listen, we're not here to answer the question of who is the caretaker. We're here to prove that he is Yanni Yogi. All we have to do is tie the name Polly to Yogi. Your Honor, the proof that the parrot's name reveals the caretaker's identity is... the DL6 case file. That's quite a large file you have there. Which page is this proof on then? Show us or stop wasting our time. Very well, Mr. Wright. Please show us the page. Where in this file is the information connected to this parrot's name? It's on the suspect data page. This page has all the information about Yanni Yogi. Right after he was arrested, his fiancée committed suicide, see? Indeed, it does say that, yes. What was his fiancée's name? Polly Jenkins. Polly. Exactly, Your Honor. He wanted to remember the name of his fiancée who had committed suicide. That's why he named his parrot after her. I see. I guess that is possible. Bah, a mere coincidence, that's all. My granddaughter has a dog she calls Phoenix. Aww, I think in the anime, Miles called the dog Phoenix or something. That's so cute. Well, Mr. Phoenix Wright, does this make you my granddaughter's fiancé? She's only 7 years old. Huh, indeed. Alone, it's a little weak for evidence in a murder. I think Miles had a dog in the anime with Francesca. Franny. Alone, it's a little weak for evidence in a murder trial. We would need some other corroborating evidence. Where am I going to find that? Nick, we're getting closer. One more. If we can just get one more piece of evidence, right? But what? Very well, witness. You may continue. Well, I guess we should try to get some information out of her. We need to show the judge that our owner is Mr. Yogi.
Hold it!
Witness, you can't say hello and expect us to get anywhere. I want you to testify. You talked to her, right? What do I say? What's the safe number? Maybe I'll get her to say the number of that safe. Huh? The safe, why? Let's just try to get her to say anything, okay? Polly, what was the number to the safe in the shack? 1228 1228. My, what a reckless parrot. Well, Mr. Wright, you aren't claiming that the number has something to do with the caretaker. Actually, it does. Actually, it does. That's why I had her say it. Ha, ridiculous. How can the number to a safe tell us who the caretaker is? Show us your proof. What could possibly link this number to the caretaker's true identity? Boop. The DL6 case file. What is this obsession you have with that case? Mr. Wright, where in this file is something related to the safe number? Case summary. It's on the case summary page. The case summary, specifically the date on which the DL6 incident occurred. December 28th. Why, that's today's date, 15 years ago. And the number on the safe is 1228. He used the date of the DL6 incident as a number for the safe, Your Honor. That's how important that date was to him. I see, it certainly is an interesting coincidence. People often do set their secret numbers to dates. Bah, this is not tangible proof. I set my ATM card to 0001 because I'm number 1. How much of a narcissist can you be to put your PIN number as 001? Do you have that much of a... I don't even know anymore. This has nothing to do with a date, nothing. Yes it does. That's enough. I think we've reached a conclusion here. This is a mere coincidence, that's all. True, that is a possibility. However, two coincidences at the same time seems more than a pattern to me. What are you saying? Summon the caretaker of the boat shop immediately. Witness, tell us your name. Wait, this witness, he doesn't remember. No, it's okay. I have accomplished what I wanted to do. I'm done. Nick, he looks totally different. This is a real Yogi, I think, finally. He's been acting feeble to hide his true identity. acting for 15 years. Well, let me ask you again. Please state your name for the court. My name is Yanni Yogi. 15 years ago, I served as a bailiff in this very court. Yeah, this, I'm sorry if I'm not, reading the chat, but, this court trial is actually very wild. It has a lot of twists and turns. It gets really good towards the end. You'll see when we get there. Order, Yanni Yogi. So, was it you who killed Robert Haymond and tried to frame Miles Edgeworth for his death? Yes, it was me. I did it. They put me on the witness stand 15 years ago. Robert Haymond, he said I was mentally unsound. He told me it would make me innocent, get me off the hook. So I pretended to have brain damage. I was innocent really, but he didn't believe me. We won the trial, but I lost everything. I lost my job, my fiance, my social standing. Then, this year, 15 years later, a package arrived. It was a letter and a pistol. The plan was written out in careful detail. It was a plan for me to take my revenge on the people who ruined my life. I didn't care who had sent it. I thought this was my chance. After 15 years, this was it. Finally, a chance to have my revenge on Robert Haymond and Miles Edgeworth. I have no regrets. Wait a moment. Revenge against Miles Edgeworth? What do you mean? I'm not at liberty to speak on that matter. Why don't you ask Mr. Edgeworth yourself? Anyway, I admit it. I was the one who killed Robert Haymond. Von Karma, where is Mr. Yogi? Under arrest, Your Honor. I saw no room for error in his confession. Then the defendant, Miles Edgeworth, is innocent, in this case at least. Very well. Will the defendant please take the stand? There are a few mysteries left unsolved. Still, you are cleared of suspicion for this particular case. So I would like to pass judgment on the murder of Mr. Robert Haymond. Any objections? I don't believe it. Why isn't Von Karma saying anything? Very well. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, not guilty. Confetti time! Yay! That is all. This court is adjourned. Objection. Did someone just say objection? It wasn't Von Karma. Wait, but that means no. Miles, don't do it! Edgeworth? Your Honor, I object to your judgment. What do you mean? I'm not innocent at all. As we have heard, Yanni Yogi killed Robert Haymond in revenge. But revenge for what? Nick? Edgeworth is trying to confess. He's going to say he's guilty. He's going to tell them he was a murderer in DL6 incident. He's going to tell them he's killed his own dad. Uh-oh, what do I do? Leave it to Edgeworth. Gotta trust him. Gotta trust the boy. No, I'm sure Edgeworth thought about this one long and hard. This isn't my place to intervene. Nick, are you sure? There's nothing we can do about it. This is his problem now. For 15 years, I've had a recurring dream, a nightmare. It's only a nightmare, that's what I told myself. But now I know it wasn't a dream. Yanni Yogi wasn't the killer. You mean in the incident where your father died? From the distance of the shot, it wasn't suicide either. Everything was as clear as day. The murder, the criminal in the DL6 incident, it was me. Your Honor, I confess my guilt. I'm guilty of DL6, the statute of limitations which ends today. The culprit is me. No, it's not, baby girl, it's not you. Order, order. This is certainly unexpected. The defendant declared innocent is confessing to a different crime, a crime of which the statute of limitations runs out today. I'm not really sure how I should deal with this. Bah, it's obvious. We hold a trial right here, right now. We try this man for his crime of 15 years ago. I think I would like to take a 5-minute recess. During this time, I'll consider the appropriate course of action to take. Court is adjourned. Well, welcome. December 28th, 2:24 p.m. District Court, Defense Lobby number 2. I'm sorry, right? I've just wasted all of your effort. Mr. Edgeworth, I just don't believe it, sir. I mean, you kill your dad? I didn't want to believe it myself, detective, but it's the truth. I deserve to be punished. Murder is murder no matter what the circumstances. This is crazy, just crazy. Nick, what are you doing? Huh? Oh. I was just reading through the court record once more. I'm getting my case ready. Your case for what? Huh? Isn't it obvious I'm going to prove that Miles Edgeworth is innocent? What are you talking about, pal? He just admitted to it. He confessed that he did it in court. I'm sorry, Edgeworth, but I don't believe your nightmare. What? It's just a dream, it's not real. The truth is right here in this court record. In any case, tighten your belts, the real fight is just beginning. I'll prove you're innocent, trust me. Right? You're innocent, Miles. You didn't do nothing wrong. December 28th, 2:30 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 3. Now then, I would like to resume our trial. Judge, Miles Edgeworth has admitted his own guilt. He has confessed his crime. Let us begin by hearing his testimony. Then, though pointless, let the defense do their cross-examining. The statute of limitations on the DL6 incident runs out today. Though it's unconventional for me, I'd like to run this one by the book. I see. Does the defense have any objections? Nope. No, Your Honor. Von Karma, you knew this was going to happen from the very beginning, didn't you? Very well. Will Miles Edgeworth take the stand? Aw, poor Edgeworth. Will the witness state his name and profession? Miles Edgeworth, I'm a prosecuting attorney. Mr. Edgeworth, 15 years ago, you mistakenly killed your father, Gregory Edgeworth. Is this correct? It is correct. Then testify about this matter to the court. When Edgeworth was telling me about his dream yesterday, I noticed something. One detail didn't quite fit. That would be the key, but only if I can get it to work. Please, please. No, Edgy. The DL6 incident. That day I had gone to the courtroom to observe one of my father's trials. As we went to leave, an earthquake struck, trapping us in the elevator. My father and Mr. Yogi lost their composure and began to argue. Then something heavy fell at my feet. I picked it up and threw it at Mr. Yogi. I wanted them to stop fighting. A moment later, there was a single gunshot, then a scream. It was a terrible scream. I remember it to this day. That is all. And until now, you thought this memory was a dream. We were stuck in that elevator for 5 hours. The oxygen in the elevator ran out, and I lost my memory of the events. I'm sorry about that. Somebody, I guess, is very impatient outside. Bah, the same claim Mr. Yogi has made. Very well. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor.
Hold it!
Oh, I did the wrong thing. I was supposed to present something I accidentally pressed. The gun fired once. Yes. I think after I threw it, I lost consciousness. Since then, they've echoed in my head every day. The gunshot and that horrible scream. The scream? Oh no! I was supposed to show something and I hit the wrong button. It's almost 12:30. Oh.
Objection!
This evidence clearly reveals the contradiction in the statement, Your Honor. How exactly are that evidence and the statement just now related? They aren't, are they? Not at all. Mr. Wright, please think the facts over before making accusations. I don't think that won me any points with the judge. I put the right thing! What? I did! Yeah, I put the... What? I put the right thing. It literally says to... I'll try this again.
Objection!
Are you sure you only heard one gunshot? Yes, I'm sure of that. I heard the shot and then the scream. Then everything faded. I'm sorry, I can't do the voice anymore. I was unconscious until the rescuers came. I see. No, Your Honor, fortunately you don't. Look at this file one more time. This plainly contradicts the witness statement. You do enjoy dragging out that file, don't you? I don't accept this evidence unless you can tell us what page it's on. Which page contradicts Miles Edgeworth's testimony? Look at the victim data in this file. It says it quite plainly, the murder weapon was fired twice. Miles Edgeworth only heard one gunshot, yet the murder weapon was fired twice. The first shot was the accidental firing when the pistol was thrown. So who fired the remaining shot? Was there perhaps another shooter who fired the second shot? Your Honor, as I'm sure you're aware, this incident occurred 15 years ago. The evidence is dated. The pistol did fire twice. However, we do not know when the second shot was fired. It might have been fired the day before the incident. No. There's no proof the second shot had anything to do with this incident. What? I see. You do have a point, Mr. Wright. The murder weapon was fired twice, as we have heard. One of the shots was fired by the defendant, a boy at the time. Do you have any proof that the other shot fired had something to do with the case? Yes. Your Honor, I think I would be able to show you proof. What? Impossible. Now, Mr. Von Karma, save your surprise for after you've seen the evidence. Very well, Mr. Wright, show us your proof. Do you have evidence that the second firing of the pistol is related to this incident? The picture...
Take that!
Look at this photograph. This is a photograph of the scene of the crime 15 years ago. I can see that the victim lying here is Gregory Edgeworth. This proves the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. This photo proves it. So let me get this straight. This photo proves 2 shots were fired where? Your Honor, please get a clue. Show the judge a contradiction in the photo. Where the hell is... My TV screen literally cuts off where the bullet hole is. So I literally have to look at the stream to see where it is. No, because what happens is that my TV... The remote for my TV broke a long time ago. So I can't literally fix the formatting of the screen so it actually fits. So when I play my games, the very top edge is cut off. So I can't see what is there. So literally when I stream like Resident Evil 4 Remake, I don't know how much money or how much spinels I have. So I literally have to just guess how much I have. And I only know when I stream. As should be obvious, the contradictions here. I see a bullet hole in the door. Your Honor, Gregory Edgeworth was killed by a shot from the pistol, yet there is also a bullet hole in the elevator door. We also know that the murder weapon was fired twice. Thus, someone other than Edgeworth fired the second shot. Yas. Order. Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? It's simple, Your Honor. At the time of the incident, 2 shots were fired. One went into the Gregory Edgeworth's heart, the other hit the elevator door. Remember that the defendant lost consciousness after the shot he fired rang out. In conclusion, we must agree that the second shot was fired by someone else. Mr. Wright? But who could that someone else be? The murderer, of course. I knew I should have stepped in before your wild fantasies got out of hand. Mr. Wright, look once more at the DL6 incident case file. Look closely. Try the case summary page. The case summary that's on page 1. Look what is written there. Not a single clue was found on the scene. If the pistol had indeed been fired 2 times, the other bullet would have been discovered on the scene. He does have a point. That second bullet has never been found. I can't say where it is because it's spoilers and it'll ruin the plot twist, so I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut. Why? Because the second bullet does not exist. The bullet that claimed Gregory Edgeworth's life was the one fired by his own son. That is the truth of this matter, and the whole truth. It was undoubtedly something else that made that bullet hole in the door. No. Order, I will have order. Mr. Wright has proven one thing to us quite clearly, that the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. However, as Mr. Von Karma says, the second bullet fired was not found. It is highly unlikely that the police merely overlooked the second bullet. So all we have is the single bullet fired. I'm afraid I have to discount the defense's claim. Tisk, tisk, tisk. I praise the judge for his wisdom in this matter. Gah, how did this happen? I don't believe that the second bullet didn't exist. Was I wrong? No, you weren't. Have I been wrong about this whole incident? No. What are you doing, Nick? Why aren't you raising an objection? I'm sorry, Maya. What? It looks like I was wrong. Nick? If the second bullet wasn't there, then all my conjectures are for nothing. No. But you said you'd do it, Nick. You said you'd get Edgeworth declared innocent. I'm sorry. It's just when I saw the photograph, I thought that 2 shots had been fired. I was so certain of it, I thought I'd won. I thought there was another person, someone else, who fired the killing shot. But now, I was wrong to think it could be that simple. This case has stood unsolved for 15 years. Nick? Well, it seems that we have finally cleared up this incident. Only 1 bullet was found at the scene of the crime. That shot was fired by Miles Edgeworth, precisely. I would like to ask one thing of Miles Edgeworth before passing my verdict. Have you been paying attention to the trial so far? Yes, Your Honor. Do you have any objections? No. No, I do not. So you killed your father, though that was not your intention. Yes, I did. Oh no, he's accepted the guilt. Very well. The statute of limitations on the murder of Gregory Edgeworth runs out today. Therefore, I must pronounce a verdict on the defendant today, right here. Right now. Indeed. Does anyone have any objections? I've been here before. It's just like my first day in court. There are so many things I know I should be saying, but my mind's gone blank. I can't find the words. Mr. Wright? Are you going to object?
Objection!
Your Honor? I object. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Mr. Wright, on what grounds do you object? Oof. Nick? I don't know. His case is perfect. Oh no. Grah. It must exist. The second bullet. What? What did you just say? Nothing. The second bullet must exist. But where? Someone took it. It seems waiting is not going to produce us any answers from Mr. Wright. Wait, Your Honor. The second bullet, it exists. What? But we've just heard proof that it did not exist. I realize that, Your Honor. I'm really grasping here. Yeah, you're grasping at straws, my dude. It just, someone took it from the scene of the crime, that's what happened. But who? The murderer. Yes, the murderer. Then tell us just who this murderer is. I'm still thinking about that one. So the criminal took the second bullet, but why? Huh? First of all, how would they have found it? It's not easy to find a stray bullet, Mr. Wright. Was there some pressing need for the murderer to search for that bullet? The murderer didn't need it. Why would the murderer have spent the time to look for that stray bullet? I haven't gotten a clue. What's wrong, Mr. Wright? The murderer had no reason to take that bullet. You don't want to admit it, but it's true. Had to take it. Had to take it? The murderer? What does that mean? You're thinking too normal, think crazy. Don't think why the bullet was taken. Think why the bullet had to be taken. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. I have no idea what I'm doing. Well, the murderer had no intention of taking the bullet from the scene, but, the murderer had to take that bullet. Had to, Mr. Wright? What do you mean? Well, for instance, what? Maybe the bullet, hit the murderer? The bullet hit the murderer? Just saying, for instance. I mean, if it hit you, you would have to take it with you, wouldn't you? It's not like you could perform surgery right there, you know. Like how he says it so casually. He's like, yeah, wait a sec. I was just talking off the top of my head, but what if that's really what happened? Let me get this straight. So at the time of the murderer themselves was shot, and they left with the second bullet still inside of them, thus leaving only one bullet at the scene of the crime. Yeah, yes, I guess that's how it would work, yes. But there's a problem with that. The other two people rescued from the elevator, Miles Edgeworth and Yanni Yogi, were both unharmed. That would mean the murder came from outside, yes. This is wild. The two men fighting inside the elevator. Trying to stop them, the boy picks up the pistol at his feet and throws it. The pistol discharges and the bullet goes through the elevator door and hits the murderer outside. The boy loses consciousness. Then the murderer opens the elevator door and sees the men inside. Mr. Wright, you are truly the most unpredictable defense attorney I've ever known. I can tell you're grasping, yet I cannot deny the possibility of what you say. What are you saying? Deny it. Deny it. No one involved with the incident was wounded. There was no murderer. No one was wounded at the time of the incident. He's right. I can think of anyone. Hey, Nick. I just thought of something really crazy. Crazy? Remember what Mr. Grossberg said yesterday? You remember when I told you guys to put what he said in the back burner? This is the reason why I said to hold it. Gregory Edgeworth dealt a blow to his perfect trial record. Wow. It must have been quite a shock for Von Karma. He took a vacation for several months after that, you see. Yes, an unusual event for the man. That was the first and the last vacation he has taken in his many years of prosecuting. What if Von Karma didn't take that vacation because of shock, but took it because he was injured? Which would mean, it could only mean one thing. He was the murderer in the DL6 incident. He was the man who shot Gregory Edgeworth. It was Von Karma. Oh man, something wrong, Mr. Wright? You seem dazed. No, Your Honor. Well, you have indicated the possibility that the murderer came from outside. Can you give us the name of your suspect? Uh-oh. Should I come out and say it now? Your Honor, there is a suspect, one lone suspect. Well, this is certainly interesting news. Very well, Mr. Wright. Who is your suspect? My hands are shaking. V what? Von Karma! Yes! Von Karma? Von Karma. You mean the Von Karma? The prosecutor, the one standing right over there? Bah. You don't object? I see no need why honor this ridiculous outburst with my objection. Because you took a vacation for several months starting the day after the incident. Yet you pride yourself on a perfect record. Why would you take such a long vacation without any reason? So you're claiming that I took a vacation to heal my injury from the incident. Fascinating. Prove it. I would have needed surgery, no? Where did I go under the knife at all, Mr. Wright? Bring the doctor that operated on me, have him testify. Nick, let's find out who his doctor is. It's no use. Edgeworth? I know Von Karma, perhaps too well. He's perfect, he wouldn't leave clues. He's probably didn't undergo surgery. That would leave a doctor as a witness. Nobody's that perfect. So what, Nick? Did Von Karma pull the bullet out by himself? That's insane. No, he couldn't have. You can't just pull bullets out of yourself. Wait. What does this mean? I mean, what does that mean? That bullet has to be somewhere. But where? Tisk, tisk, tisk. Well, Mr. Wright, can you produce evidence to prove that I was shot? This is like the most ridiculous thing besides the parrot. Alright, Von Karma, I'll prove it. And I'll even use evidence. I know how you like it so much. What? The evidence that proves Von Karma was shot is... We're literally gonna use the metal detector. Von Karma's perfect. He wouldn't risk surgery after leaving an evidence trail. So then I asked, where is that bullet now? I think it unlikely that Von Karma performed surgery on himself. You don't mean... Yes, I do. There is a possibility that the bullet is still inside Von Karma. You know how metal it is to literally take a bullet and have that bullet inside of you for 15 years? Is that even possible for all these years? Well, there's one way to find out. We can use this metal detector. Well, Von Karma, I'm going to run this over you and see what we find. I refuse. You refuse? But refusing this means you acknowledge that the bullet is still inside you. That did not sound right. Order, order, order. Your Honor, the defense requests that we will be allowed to use the metal detector. Judge, I call for a suspension of this trial. This is an invasion of privacy. The statute of limitations runs out on this case today. It was you who said we had to end it right here, right now. Yes. Enough. I permit the use of the metal detector. Mr. Von Karma, you will submit yourself to testing. Nick, what does this mean? I don't know, but we have to give it a shot. Quite literally. It reacted. Something's inside his right shoulder. The bullet. Yay. Mr. Von Karma. You. It was you! Yes! I was afraid this would happen, and so I remained silent. Indeed, there's a bullet in my shoulder. However, it has nothing to do with this incident. What? I was shot in the shoulder long before the DL6 incident. Pardon my French, but bullshit, sir. Bullshit. I claim that the bullet in my shoulder has no relation to DL6. You can't just say it has no relation, dude. They literally took a metal detector and ran it over you like they do with those little metal scanner things in the airport, okay? You have no right to say it has nothing to do with the incident when you literally deny that you had it, and then you're like, oh well, I have a bullet in my shoulder. Dude, just shut your face, okay? You're gonna be irrelevant in like 5 minutes. But Mr. Von Karma, can you prove that? Prove? I have no obligation to prove anything. Dude, you're in court, you're supposed to prove stuff. You're supposed to prove stuff with proof, okay? Like, bro. Okay, you're supposed to prove stuff with proof. The whole entire time, oh, you must need proof. Dude, prove it. Okay? It is Mr. Wright who must prove something here. No, you have to prove stuff too. Okay? It's a two-way street in court. You prove shit together. Okay? Idiot asks for proof but doesn't give it when it's his turn, bruh. Yeah. Von Karma is that type of person that expects you to prove everything when you ask for the same thing. Like, I'm not proving nothing. I have no proof. Not I. Now you understand why I hate this man so much. Mr. Wright, well, can you prove it? Can you prove that the bullet in Von Karma's shoulder was from DL6? Of course you can't. You don't have any DL6 evidence. Because you took it out of the records room yesterday and you tased me. You tased me, sir. You tased me and took the stuff before I even had a chance to do anything. What did you do? Burn it? With no proof, you cannot convict me of any crime. So sorry, Mr. Wright. No, I'm the one who's sorry, Mr. Von Karma. What? You were close, one day away from freedom, but you see, I have proof. What? Who would have thought you would dig your own grave trying to convict Edgeworth? I can link that bullet in your shoulder to the DL6 incident. And here's my final proof. The bullet.
Take that!
That's a bullet? Where did you get that? This is the bullet used in the DL6 incident. This was taken from the heart of the victim, Mr. Gregory Edgeworth. The bullet is preserved quite nicely with all the ballistic markings intact. Ballistic markings? Yes. You may recall the term, it came up in the first trial 2 days ago. Ballistic markings are the fingerprints of a weapon. All bullets fired from a gun are marked with the weapon's unique pattern. By examining the markings, you can tell which weapon fired the bullet. It's quite accurate. We have 2 bullets in our possession. One, the bullet removed from Gregory Edgeworth's heart, and the other, Mr. Von Karma, is the bullet buried in your shoulder. We could analyze both bullets. Then if the markings matched, we would know that both bullets had been fired from the same gun. The very same pistol, in other words, the murder weapon that killed Gregory Edgeworth. Mr. Von Karma, you will let us remove the bullet from your shoulder. Then we can compare the ballistic markings to those on this bullet and solve this case once and for all. Well, Mr. Von Karma? Bro. That's the iconic, that scream. I've heard that scream before. Wait, I know. I'm not reading this again. I've read it like 3 times. It's that scream I heard in the elevator 15 years ago. Von Karma! It was you who screamed. Yes, it was you. Mr. Von Karma. So it was you. This is also a meme, by the way. Him hitting his head up against the wall. You and your father are my curse. Your father shamed me with a penalty on my record. And you left a scar on my shoulder that would never fade. I'll bury you with my bare hands. Death, death, yes. 15 years earlier. Chief Prosecutor, I'm sorry. Von Karma, it's not like you to make this kind of error. I never would have thought that Edgeworth would be the one to catch you. I was careless. I'm sorry, but you'll have to be penalized. I've covered for you in the past, but not this time. Edgeworth. Yes. It was a shock like none I have ever known. Me, penalized. It took hours for me to regain my composure. Suddenly I found myself in the darkness. I was in the court records room. I must have wandered there and without thinking where I was going. The room was pitch black, the lights must have gone out. I went out into the hall and felt my way to the elevator. I pressed the button, but nothing happened. Then there was a noise. I was in pain, a horrible burning pain in my shoulder. Just then the lights came back on. The elevator door opened before my eyes. I saw 3 people inside, all lying unconscious from oxygen deprivation. Much to my surprise, a pistol lay at my feet. I knew then it was destiny. In his last moments, Gregory Edgeworth was still unconscious. He died never knowing who had shot him. Later he spoke through a medium blaming Mr. Yogi. He was fooled. It was the perfect crime. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Who would have thought another man would have come to open that elevator door? Judge, what are you doing? Do your job. Bring an end to this miserable charade. Now end it. Very well. It appears that we have come a very long way to the end of this maze. 15 years later, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor? You are innocent. You are innocent. As you said, it was all a nightmare. Yes, Your Honor? Yay. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, not guilty. Yay. More confetti for Edgeworth. That is all. This court is adjourned. I still find it wild that he literally used a metal detector. December 28th, 5:38 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Nick, we did it. Did you see his face? Von Karma looked even paler than usual. He's pretending to be all cool, but inside you crushed him, Nick. Crushed. I gotta say I'm impressed. Probably prison. Yes. Von Karma deserves prison. I gotta say I'm impressed. Heh. It was pretty close, though. I was sure we'd had it. I know I was on the verge of tears the whole time myself, but now it's all just a good memory. So, it's finally over, Edgeworth. Right? Yeah. I'm not sure how to say this. I know, try thank you. I see. Thank you, right? You're welcome. I think you could have done better than that. Sorry, I'm not good at this sort of thing. You got a lot to learn, Edgeworth. She's got you there. Whoop. It's Gumshoe! Amazing, pal. You pulled through just like I thought you would. I'll never forget this I owe you one, pal. And tonight, let's party. Dinner's on me. Yeah, my salary went down a bit this month. Edgeworth. Poor Gumshoe. Always having to eat ramen because Edgeworth keeps cutting his salary. But who cares? See, Mr. Edgeworth, you should take a lesson from Detective Gumshoe. That's how you say thank you. I see. Ahem. I feel foolish. Don't worry, take it a little at a time, you'll get used to It's been 15 years since I've seen Edgeworth this unguarded. Hey, y'all. Lotta. Y'all were great in there. Thank you. Yo, Edgeworth, congrats. Thank y'all very much. I can't take it anymore. This I knew you were innocent from the start, of course. Just look at you. You wouldn't even stick your hand in the cookie jar even if no one was there. You were the witness on the first day of the trial, weren't you? Yeah, well, let bygones be bygones, eh? Speaking of which, what are you doing now, Lotta? Kumi, I went back to college. I gave up trying to be an investigative photographer pretty quick. Really? That's too bad. Huh? Isn't that the hot dog guy from the park? Huh? It's over, Nick. My life is over. What? Would another girl dump you, Larry? Why the sad face, Larry? What happened now? Oh, Nick, I'm not long for this world. You don't look sick. It's Kianse. She's going to live in Paris. Paris, Nick? She's leaving me behind. Poor Larry always gets dumped. All the girls be leaving. Poor Larry. He can't even have a girl stay. Ever. Should have seen that coming. Not really. Yo, Edgy, there you are. Yes, here I am. Congrats, Edgy. Here, a little gift from me in celebration. Celebration? That's unusual for you. Harry, Butts, you come along tonight, too. My treat, pal. Thanks. Looking forward to it. Yo, Nick. That's the suit that questioned me. When he says treat, that's not police talk for prison food, right? Right. I think you'll be fine, Larry. Right? Yeah, what's up? That envelope that Larry gave me, it's got money in it. Well, yeah, that's not that strange. People give money away to celebrate sometimes. It's $38, right? Huh? What a weird amount. I mean, it's not a little, but it's not a lot either. $38 exactly? Nick, was that exactly the amount of lunch money that was stolen from Mr. Edgeworth in school? $38? No. No, Larry, it was you. What are you so surprised about, right? Huh? Larry was absent that day from school, right? But that doesn't automatically rule him out as a suspect. What? Think back to that day 15 years ago. Larry took the day off, but he was bored, so he came to school anyway. And he saw the money lying there, and the rest is history. I never was good at history, huh? Edgeworth, you didn't know, did you? I suspected. I just couldn't picture Larry protecting you like he did that day. Everyone else was saying you did it. The whole class was against you, remember? Yeah, too well. Right, you may not know this, but we used to have a saying back in school. When the something smells, it's usually... I know. Really, right? I'm surprised you didn't figure it out. Well, this sure is an unexpected turn of events, eh? Edgeworth? You should have told me. Now, Nick, it was 15 years ago. Don't you think the statute of limitations has run out, Mr. Edgeworth? I say so, yes. There you have it. Where does that leave me? I became a defense attorney because of what you two did. Well, you have always something of an insufferable emotionalist. Yeah, and you get worked up too easily, too. The death sentence for both. Man, if I only have known, I'd have become a prosecutor. The same goes for me, only the other way around. For the longest time, I thought that I might have killed my own father. I thought I might be a criminal. I became a prosecutor in part to punish myself. If I had known the truth, I might have become a defense attorney, after all. Edgeworth? Want to switch, right? Hey, y'all, line up, I'll take a photo. Hey, photo time, let's go. And after that, dinner on me. Cup o' noodles for everyone. Detective Gumshoe took us out on the town that night. We celebrated Edgeworth's newfound freedom, even though Edgeworth himself was still in detention. December 29th, 5:02 a.m., Wright & Co. Law Offices. Whoa, I went a little overboard yesterday. My head hurts. What are you, drunk, Phoenix? Huh? It's still only 5 a.m. Maybe I should go back to sleep. What's this? A letter? Oh, this is Maya. Good morning, Nick. You were really impressive yesterday. Seeing you, it made me think about what I'm doing here. I'm a spirit medium in training, of course. I wanted to help Mr. Edgeworth, too. I wanted to help you, but I couldn't. I was useless. So I've decided to go back to my training. I'll become a fully fledged spirit medium for starters. I couldn't say it to your face, so I let this letter. Goodbye, Nick. Goodbye? What time is it? God, the first trains for the mountains have already left. To the station. Run, Phoenix! Run! I guess I'm too late. Hey, Nick? Maya? So, you're leaving? Yeah. It's hard being a spirit medium who can't talk to spirits. And I think you'll do fine without me, Nick. Be good, okay?
Hold it!
Wait. What? I never could have saved Edgeworth without your help. Huh? On the last day of the trial, I heard Mia's voice. You heard my sister, yes, only her voice, but still. It was at the very end when I thought we lost everything. Well, that's my sister for you. Detective Gumshoe helped, and Mr. Grossberg, and even Larry. I'm the only one who couldn't help. I was useless, Nick. But you were the one who stopped Von Karma, Maya. Huh? I didn't do anything. All I did was wander around in a daze. Sorry, but I have evidence that you helped. Evidence? Yes, evidence. Let's see. Got to show her the bullet.
Take that!
A bullet? Von Karma was convicted he had taken all of the evidence pertaining to L6. But you were the one who rescued the last piece of evidence we needed. This was the bullet that put an end to Von Karma, and you were the one who gave it to me. Nick, thanks, Maya. I couldn't have done it without you. I'll be back soon. Huh? I'm going to complete my training and come back. Okay, I'll be waiting. Of course you will. You can't run that office by yourself. You're hopeless. I don't know about that. So, this is it. See you soon, Maya. Thanks, Nick. Bye. And so my story ends. Time to turn a new page. And say goodbye to the novice defense attorney that I once was. Now a new story begins with the same old crazy cast of characters. Don't think you're graduated yet, amateur. Amateur.
Objection!
Well, the game is not over. Originally, it would be over right now, but it's not. I'm just gonna let this roll through. Next Friday, I will be finishing up Ace Attorney. I think I might have like 1 or 2 more Ace Attorney videos because Rise from the Ashes is quite long. today is tomorrow because it's 1 a.m. where I am. Later on today, I will be doing Alan Wake. I'll try to do it with commentary. I have to see if the game does have the ability to lower volume, because some games I do play do not have that option. And for some odd reason, the video, like the game is higher than my voice, so it drowns out my commentary. Because I use the jack and the controller to record my commentary, because I don't know how to do it any other way. And so far we have a tie for the next game. The next game that we have that's tied is Justice for All and Sly 2. So I'm gonna wait until I finish Ace Attorney, which probably be soon. I don't know how long Rise from the Ashes is gonna take me. So we'll see. And then on top of that, I have still to go with Rogue Galaxy. I'm still behind with that game because I've been busy with work and other stuff, so I really haven't had the time to really level grind, because I didn't expect to die, believe it or not, during stream, because Rogue Galaxy is also a blind playthrough. I never played the game in my entire life. Ironically, I own it physically, but my PS2 can't read the disc because it's one of those double layer discs, and my PS2 can't run it. So I played it on my PS4, but like I said, I've never played it before, so I have no idea what the story is like or what is going on. So it still looks like Blanca from Street Fighter. And that's about it so far. I'll try to get... Also, I have a few Resident Evil 4 remake videos I'm still editing. I'll try to get them up before the end of the year. So they're basically stream highlights. So I'll try to get those up. But they're taking forever is because they're too long. Like, one video is like 3 hours long that I'm trying to like cut down to a reasonable length. But I hope you guys enjoyed these Ace Attorney videos. I've been wanting to do commentary, but I haven't had the chance to because... for obvious reasons. What do you mean by Alan Wake isn't a super loud game? Is it like more ambient noises like Resident Evil, or is it just lower in the volume category and it's not too loud? Because I know nothing about it at all. Aw, the more confetti! Yay! Oh, this case is over. It's done. Yay. See? There is Rise from the Ashes. Well, I will end it here. I will see you guys with Ace Attorney next Friday. Okay, well, I'm gonna end it here. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day or night. I'll see you later on today, aka Saturday.